lashes. Maybe I'll work on that.
I
Hey,
know,
good
right?
morning, guys. I hope everybody's having an amazing Saturday morning. I'm here with my co-host on the Build Your Online Business Morning Show, and we're going to be talking this morning about not only the fact that there is funding available for you to start building your business now, but the fact that you can't keep waiting around to build your business. I know now it may seem, and I understand. You may be saying, well, I don't want to spend my little extra money to build my business, or I really don't have the money to spend right now, or, what if something else happens? But the truth of the matter is, now is the time where if you don't do anything else, you want to start to build your online business. We have a ton of tools and resources available for you. Go to bit.ly/global funding 2020. You may think you can't afford, and you may get on a call with me or one of us, and we may give you an idea as to how to help you afford to build your business right now. One of those ideas is every Saturday and Sunday night, we have a beauty blitz where we show you how to use everyday beauty products to build the revenue you need to build your business. So if you go to bit.ly/beautybank 2020, we're going to be on tonight and tomorrow night at 8 p.m. I want to talk this morning, guys, while there's literally no excuse right now for you not to be getting this bread. Like, there's literally, if you're working from home, if your bank account don't look quite right, there's literally no excuse. I had a lady, I said, look, there's an opportunity for you to get your own beauty supply. She wrote back and said, is it an MLM? I wrote back and said, broke folks can't be choosy. And where a year ago you asked me that, I would have been a year ago, I wouldn't have touched any multi-level marketing company. A year ago. Today, what? I can make straight, and I just found a new house I wanted. I'm not even gonna tell you how much it costs. No, I'm on everything smoking. If it's gonna
Right.
if I'm gonna spend $1, it's gonna give me two. I gotta get in, and I'm asking everybody. Matter of fact, I'm starting a campaign in the next couple of weeks to go through all 27,000 of the people that's connected with me. Because if only 10% say yes, if only 1% say yes, that's 270 people. I don't have any pride. I don't have any ego.
Mm-hmm.
I got full freezers.
Okay.
That
Full
part.
freezer.
That part.
Yes.
And
What
paid
else?
tuitions.
That's
And
right.
then right now, that's all I can worry about. I told them when I finish this last payment for my baby's college, I'm just gonna cry.
I know that's right.
Because whatever your student loans look like for 4 years, I did that cash time too.
Times two.
So the bottom line is I can't wait and play with folks. And so we're gonna take turns this morning. Introduce yourself and let's just have a conversation about why they need to go to that link, bit.ly/global funding 2020, and see what they need to do to get their name in the hat for building a small business, because it doesn't get any easier. It doesn't get any better. We're not getting any younger. Times are not getting any easier.
That
If
part.
you're waiting for it to be an easier time, that you missed that season.
Absolutely.
Hey, good morning, Tiffany Mason in the audience. Good morning, CC. So, guys, who wants to go first? Because y'all was very vocal about it before we got on the air. Y'all was very, very vocal.
Because a train is coming. Good morning, everybody. I'm Rose Fauntleroy here on the BYOB Morning Show. It's Saturday and it is time to what? Turn up. I help you to reclaim your time and to do the things that you need to do in this season and beyond. Because we're not just building for now. You don't just build for the now. You also have to build for the later. And there are so many resources out here to build for the later in the now. Global funding is just what it says, funding globally. Don't just
Mhm.
think in your little spot in your piece of the world. Think globally, because the pandemic is global. So why not take your business global too?
Mhm.
I have at it, ladies.
You know
Now,
what?
Rose, let me ask you a question.
Yes, ma'am.
If you could do anything differently, because see, what I want you guys to realize is that success wasn't a straight path for me either. I just got tired. And let me tell you the things I got tired of. I got tired of working for dumbass people.
Mhm.
That part.
Period.
I got tired. And some of y'all right now ought to be tired of being subject to things that don't make sense. Your company talking about you got to open and come to work when it's folks falling out like flies.
Mhm.
See, when you work for yourself, you have options. And
What?
you don't have to do what other people tell you you got to do.
Say it ain't so.
So, that part.
That part.
And then I want you guys to understand, if you haven't shared this broadcast, make sure you share this broadcast.
Mhm.
That too, although it is scary as hell to get out here and work for yourself, it's nothing scarier than your job being inconsistent. I talked to somebody yesterday that because of the COVID, they downsized
Mhm.
her position.
Mm.
And I said, girl, you gonna be all right? She said, at first I was upset. Then I realized that they just did me a favor and took me out of
Mm.
leadership. She
Absolutely.
said, so now I can sit here and do the burr. If y'all ain't never heard me talk about doing the burr, it's not the bear.
It's the burr.
It's not the bear that runs around in the woods. It's the burr, like you call. You gotta do the burr. You gotta tuck your hands in tight and do the burr minimum at your job. Stop raising your hand and volunteering for shit. Stop opening your mouth and volunteering for shit. You gotta do the burr
Mhm.
at your job.
Mhm.
They paying you to burr.
They paying you to burr, do the burr. Do less than what they're paying you. So she said, now I don't have to manage nobody, watch nobody. They let me keep a little piece of my money. So I'm still getting a check. Hallelujah.
Mhm.
I don't have to work as hard as what I was working. Hallelujah.
Absolutely.
And I get to work on my business more. So the
That's it.
Lord made a way for me to transition without transitioning all the way out. See,
Absolutely.
sometimes y'all be so busy arguing with God, asking him why you miss what he's trying to do for you. He ain't
Woo.
did nothing hard for you. Y'all so busy chasing ideas that you want to have, you miss the ideas that God has for you.
What did I say earlier? He always gives you what you ask for. Now it may not look like what you want it to look like,
Right.
or season
Right.
in the place that you want it to look like, but he always gives you what you want. What you ask him for, he'll give it to you. Then what you gonna do with it?
Mhm.
That's when you got to recognize it and use your discernment and do something with it.
And that's the big piece, that do something.
Do something with it. We've been asking for time to relax, time to be at peace, time to be able to stay home and spend time with our families, build your business, do this, do that. Now we're at home, we still ain't satisfied.
Mhm.
Well, I'm satisfied, but still ain't satisfied.
Yeah.
So, what you gonna do? What you gonna do, Cletus? What you gonna do? Because when are you gonna have this much time in life ever again to be sitting still, figuring out what you're going to do and do it? And the thing of it is, it's not, and I attest to this, we make it too hard. I make it too hard. It's not that hard to do. You just decide which business you're going to run, and you run that sucker.
Or
Mhm.
decide what you're gonna decide, and you run it like you run a job.
That's right.
Right.
That's right.
And one of the reasons people say, oh my God, coach, I don't know how you could get up so early in the morning. And one of my answers is always, when they asked me to be at that job at 5 o'clock in the morning, I got there. Have any of you ever had a job where you had to go to work at 5 in the morning, 6 in the morning, or you had to be on the road at 4:30, 5 o'clock in the morning to get there?
5 to 1:30.
Or you had to go in at 10 o'clock at night, 11 o'clock at night. You the only one, Rose, because we've done some hell of a stuff for us in these jobs. We worked on Christmas and Thanksgiving and Easter and Mother's Day.
Yeah.
We worked these holidays, and when everybody else was off, we were still working. Blackout vacation and work through this day and work through that day. And, you know, especially when you get to making celery.
Yeah. Your
Not
celery.
salary, the celery.
Okay.
You get to making celery, boy. They matter of fact, they had a class action lawsuit against the company and said they was working people, made them go back and pay them people because they was putting people on celery just so they wouldn't have to pay them overtime.
That's right. Oh, they got some tricks of the trade now.
They
Always.
got some, but that's on you if you get tricked.
That's right. That's right.
Like that little girl said, this said working jobs that's ghetto. Did y'all see her? She was mad. Did y'all see that?
A TikTok video?
No, I'm gonna play it. Let me see if I can find it. Y'all keep talking while I look for it.
So what's going on, y'all? What's going on? Because we had what? California in the house, Chicago in the house. And Vicky, where are you?
I'm in Alabama. Can't you
Okay.
tell by this accent?
No.
I'm straight from Bessemer, Alabama.
All right now. What's going
The
on
dirty
in
South.
y'all's places? Because I'm here in Virginia, and girl, it's sunny and bright this morning. First
It
I'm gonna go
is.
today is to my patio.
It's a beautiful day. I support educators. First of all, I'm Vicky Kirk May. I support educators. I support them in elevating their mindset, escaping that paycheck to paycheck existence that most educators have to experience. And then I help them to eliminate a burnout. And one thing that I have noticed during this pandemic is that as bad as people say they want it, they still hold on to that familiarity.
Come on,
And if nothing else, it's time for us to wake up. You know, we talk about stay woke. Well, everybody should be woke now.
come on, Vicky.
We should be woke now. And if we're still doing the same things now that we were doing on May 12th, May 13th, then, you know, you have nobody to blame but yourself. Everyone that, you know, that's tuning in right now, you need to share this broadcast. You need to tag somebody. You need to go straightway to bit.ly/global funding 2020 because it's time to level up. It's time to, you know, it's time for the tongue in your shoes to match the tongue in your mouth. Stop just talking, you know, the talk, but then you don't want to put, you don't want to put energy behind it. I mean, I don't know, but that to me, that sounds like a hypocrite, you know, and at times we have to check our integrity. Are you really living an integral life? Well, you are if what you say are the things that you do.
Come on, Vicky.
And I know I have to check myself daily because it's not an easy walk, but I can't look at what's going on now. I have to think of futuristically.
That's right.
Because this is if it's not this, it's going to be something else that happens. And I don't want to be caught sitting on the toilet, you know, with my pants down. You know, I want to be ready. And so in order to be ready, I have to get ready and then stay ready. And that's why you, as you're listening, you need to go on and you need to be bit.ly/global funding 2020 and stop playing with this thing because it's not a joke. It's not a joke. Lives are dependent upon our actions. Stop thinking that what we do only affects us. It doesn't. I have an Akaria and a Naya that I'm concerned about. And their children and their children's children. See, I want my portrait to be up on somebody's wall and they say, oh,
I
was
say
because
that
of my grandmama, my great
I
great
say that
great
all the
great
time. Vicky, I say that all the time. I want people to be asking, who is that woman on the wall? That's Big Mama
That's
Winham.
right.
She
Yeah.
the reason you can go to college. She the reason all us got houses.
That's
She
it.
all us got jobs and work for ourselves.
Yeah. That legacy.
That's it. That's it. I mean, we have to stop, and we have to just stop playing with life. When I was 20 years old, I thought 50 was old.
Girl.
Oh, it's not.
And I thought it was gonna take a long time to get to 50.
Didn't take long, did it?
It got here lickety split.
You blinked your eye.
Oh my gosh.
Wait till you start getting close to 60. You really say,
Ooh.
ooh, what's going on here? And Vicky, you made an excellent point because you said you have to use this time to get ready. And you need to realize it's never too late to start. To start. Don't think that the train has left without you. There's a late train coming because I'll probably be the one conducting it. So you
But that's okay, Rose.
start. You can always start. It's never too late to start capturing
The whole idea
things. Uh-oh, she done found it.
Okay, here we go.
Psychology of going to work every day is stupid, and I'm refused to be a part of this. I cannot continue
I gotta close some stuff to get some bandwidth.
to live my life like this. This is ghetto. I'm fed up. The bag is not chasing me. I'm chasing the bag. I am working, and I barely want to get up in the morning and come here. Meanwhile, there's someone who owns this company living their best life, and I'm just a slave. I'm just a number. They don't even know my name. They don't know nothing about me. They give me little pennies. Here's 45,000 for the year. Meanwhile, I have 45 billion trillion dollars, and I'm happy, and I'm in Greece, and you're sitting there all day for 8 hours a day for the next 30 years. I can't do this. I refuse to do this. I'm not gonna do this. This is one movement that I can't be a part of. Okay, I can't do this. I don't know who the fuck made this up. Who made this up? Make something else up, because this is stupid.
I know that.
This is real stupid. I want the bag to chase me. I don't want to chase the bag. I don't want to get up every day and chase the bag. I want the bag to be like, Morgan, stop, slow down, Morgan. That's what I want. Walking around penny pinching, sitting here for 8 hours a day, losing my mind. Nope, not gonna do it. Can't do it, won't do it. God, come on. What's taking so long? Shoot. Talking about he may not come when you want him, but he's right on time. What time is it? I mean, what time is it? Shoot, what time? I really can't. I've been working. And whoa, come on now. Come on, hurry up. Shoot. Open another door. Because I'm done with this. I'm gonna walk out. I'm closing it. I can't do this. I need a new door. New door me, please, God. You taking too long. Dude, may not come when you want him, but he's right on time. I mean, what's the schedule? How many more people in front of me? For real? Shoot, it's getting on my nerves. I can't keep going to work. It's ghetto. Nobody raised me like this. I really cannot. I'm really having a moment right now. I know it sounds funny, but I'm really having a moment. I'm about to go back into my ghetto job and put it together. Put a smile on my face. Thank you for calling. Or, come on.
Oh Lord. Oh my gosh.
It's funny, but she has a great point.
No, she don't.
Oh my goodness.
Because she waiting on God, and God is waiting on every single one of y'all to do
Yeah.
something.
Yeah.
Yes, he
She's
is.
waiting on a new door, and the new door has been there.
Mm-hmm.
Nobody came to her house and dragged her out and took her to that job.
She went on her
While
own
she's
volition.
sitting there making a video complaining it got 5 million views, she should have been making a video selling some shit. Why she's complaining about I wasn't raised like this, then why are you doing it? Why are you not out there with your own product or somebody else's selling it? So at some point, we got to stop complaining and take action.
She needs
That's
a
it.
coach like you.
We need to want to pay for
Because she
coaching.
knows.
Then she can
She's making
monetize those 5 million
$25,000.
views.
This is what people always say.
Community.
People always say, I can't afford coaching. And the truth
Afford
is, you
not
can't
to.
afford not to have it.
Because she had 5 million views. If she just got what 1% of that 5 million
Yeah,
and monetize just that 1%,
just that 1%.
you don't have to have the whole 5 million people. Just 1% of it is a
Watch
good start.
Now that I know.
Yeah.
People will sit up and watch
Yeah.
foolishness before they sit up and watch something that is going to change their life.
Grow.
People want to change their life.
Mhm.
So true. So true.
That's what people are satisfied with the what, and they're definitely okay with knowing the why, but the how means that now that I really know, then I'm gonna have to do something,
Right. You got to do some work.
you know. And so the how, not knowing the how, you still have an excuse as to why this is not taking off or this is not happening. But once you have all the pieces to the puzzle, then why is it not still together? Then it goes back on you. One thing I can say about entrepreneurship with me, I saw the real me. As an educator, couldn't nobody tell me that I wasn't the bomb. I mean, 24 years of education, I have a stellar reputation as an educator. As an entrepreneur, oh my gosh, I got slapped on both sides of the face. I'm like, oh my gosh. You know, there are things about me that I don't quite like. Entrepreneurship shows you the real you, the good and the bad. And a lot of people don't want to face who they really are. I had to learn, I really got to put the work in. It's not just gonna happen, but it can happen. It's possible.
Exactly.
I mean, it's like beyond possible. It's like, this is what God wanted us to do. When he said, you know, subdue and dominate, he really meant it. So I'm like, if I'm gonna dominate in this whole educational arena with educators, if I'm truly gonna support, then what am I subduing? What am I putting up under me? What am I leaving behind? What, you know, it's an order to this thing, and we just have to do it. But I knew the why and I knew the what. But getting with coach, that really got, I mean, the how is so clear. But guess what? It's still left up to me to do it.
Hey, coach, do you think people stay in their jobs? And because what you're saying, Vicki, is, yeah, you the bomb.com in the education world, but when you step out into the entrepreneurial world, there are some things you learn that you have to do differently. You got to learn some new skills. You got to apply some new things on this end that may have come easy to you in your job. But if you worked your job for 24 years, in year one, you weren't 24-year ready.
Right.
So in year
But
one,
it's hard. It's still hard.
it is hard.
I was the big fish in a small pond. And even with it being a corporation, it was still, you were still a big fish in a small pond. And then you get out here, and there's so many people either doing what you want to do already, started long ago, and until you have a coach to kind of help you with the cheat code. And even those campaigns we running now, that's the cheat code.
Right.
Yeah, I'm gonna show y'all a video later this morning that we just made for a client to get up and running on a sales campaign. I mean, we're not playing with the game. It's like you there's only two ways for you to get traffic to your product. That's paid traffic and that's guerrilla marketing. And most people don't have a mindset for guerrilla marketing. Are you willing to go live 2 and 3 times a day, posting your stories 10 to 15 times a day? Most people don't want to do that. And then they say, well, I ain't got the money for ad campaign. So then which one do you want? Because the middle of that is nothing. You say I can't afford a coach, But with the money you gonna make and mistakes and the time it's gonna take you to build a business by yourself, you end up with nothing. So what? You gotta pick a route.
Yeah, you have to.
One, you
And a
have,
lot of times it's not the path, it's not the path of least resistance that you have to pick. You got to take the road less traveled. And in business, being an entrepreneur, you got to take some risks. In life, you have to take some risks,
Mhm.
you know. And
you know, we
I mean,
start
here's
on the
what
job.
I realized though. Your coaching is tax deductible. The people you hire is tax deductible. Your marketing is tax deductible. Your advertising is tax deductible. So what you're really telling me is you're too lazy to go generate the money you need right now to pay for those things, knowing you're gonna get that money back.
Mhm.
You get 100% of that money back. Every
Yeah.
business trip, every business investment, which is why the CEO of Amazon, one of the world's richest men, pays less in personal tax liability than most of us.
Hmm.
He doesn't pay taxes because when he builds a new warehouse, that's a tax deduction. When he hires new people, that's a tax deduction. When he runs commercials, that's a tax deduction. So most of you
buys
are
that
not even
equipment.
looking at it right.
When he buys that equipment to make that warehouse run, it's all tax deductible.
Everything. bit.ly/global funding 2020. You need to go to that link now and register to get more information on how you can get your startup business started, because at the end of the day, it just doesn't get easier. Every year, this thing gets tougher and tough. Because, you know, when I started, the barrier to entry to starting your small business on the internet was slim and none.
Mhm.
But guess what? Millions of people just realized during this pandemic that if you don't have a business online, you don't have shit.
Right,
Not a thing.
right.
That's
If
right.
you don't have a business that can transcend social distancing, if you don't have a business that can overcome shelter in place orders, if you don't have a business that can supersede a literally international shutdown,
Hmm.
believe it or not, it's still people out there spending money.
Yes, they are.
It sure is.
And
They
even
sure
though
are.
people are a
Coach,
little tighter right
wise
now,
woman once said, I heard a wise woman once say, there's money in the land.
absolutely.
Everywhere. Everywhere.
Wise
And let me tell you
woman once
this,
said that. Very wise. There's money in the land, but you know what? If you don't know how to get it, then you got to come over here and get the right community to show you where it is, how to uncover, and how to go get it. So we encourage you to go out to bit.ly/global funding. I'm sorry, global funding 2020. Ooh, I'm getting tongue tied. Get so excited about that money. You know, go out there. The money is out there. Uncover it. Leave no stone unturned. Because as that wise woman once said, and she's only 6 degrees of separation away from me and this here computer. You know, and she's been saying it for years and years, as Coach will always say, she can see something coming. She knows that it's coming, and it's really usually
Yes.
just around the corner. And
Yeah.
she's been saying for the few years that I know that I've been associated with her, there is money in the land. And now there's even more money in the land, honestly. There are people that are spending money, but people have to get inside of that mindset of broke and brokenness. And I think that's the problem the young lady in the video was having. And as Vicky said, I thought the same things. You know, she's got the pieces to the puzzle, but she doesn't know how to put the puzzle together.
Mhm.
She knows there's some pieces. This is a puzzle. There's some things that need to put together. She kind of tapped on some of it, but she's lost.
Mhm.
She doesn't know what to do with it. But she
Mhm.
knows there's something. So you got enough intuition to know that, but you got to seek out the right resources and do the work
Right.
so that you know how to put the pieces together and get that mindset right, and then have your actions match your words.
Mhm.
So there's money in the land. We got to go get it. bit.ly/global funding 2020.
Absolutely. And once you uncover digging for your diamonds and you get your diamonds out that hole and you cover that hole back up, see, you may have to go back that path, make sure you have wise counsel so you don't step in that same hole that you dug. That's where wise counsel comes in at. And go to bit.ly/global funding 2020 so that you can get you some wise counsel. And it
That's
doesn't obligate you to anything. It just opens up your mind to what's possible.
Yeah.
And
And it
Sometimes you just need a conversation. Just have a conversation.
I call it
Everyone can afford a conversation.
Exactly. I call it a curiosity conversation.
Right.
absolutely.
Curiosity conversation that could change your life.
Mhm.
And Vicky touched on it earlier. Community. You got to get with the right community. So you're going to get wise counsel, but get with the group of people that speak the language that you speak. Her frustration was that she thinks that there's no one out here that understands what she was trying to convey. There are people that understand it, and there are people that can help you to move past it. The ones you were going back in that job to hang out with, those are not the right ones. And Vicky touched on it. Like Coach said, we were having an amazing conversation before we went live about the community and about what that resource means. That holds you, to lift you and keep you together. Because you'll go back in that job and they'll have you thinking that you are crazy and that you're talking crazy and that you're thinking crazy, but you're not.
And not just
Wise
any
counsel.
community, but the right community. A
Right.
community of people who are willing to lift you up, and they're not afraid that if you succeed, then your success is going to hurt them. But a community of women, a community of men and women, a community of believers that truly understand that abundance is for everybody. It's not if you get it. If you're living in the overflow, then that means that I'm lack, that I have to live in lack. No, it's enough for everybody. And so we're talking about a community, of, when I think of this community, I think of a multi-million-dollar mindset.
Absolutely. Because
Right.
when one wins, we all win.
We all win.
We all win.
And we all win.
All win.
Another thing about this community that I really love is that, hi everybody, I'm Kayshawn Brooks, owner of Body Butters. And
Okay, Kayshawn. Somebody in the chat talking about they finna buy them some of that body butter from Kayshawn for they wife.
There you go.
I said that's all we need to know, sir. We don't need to know what you gonna do with the body butter when you get it. Just thank you for the testimony.
it's gonna be all good.
We appreciate you, Mr. Poncho. Thank you.
Thank you. But it's about, with this community, what I've learned since I've been around, we don't leave anybody behind. When we have a problem and we have the issue, the one thing about the young lady in the video, she was complaining, but she wasn't asking for any help. And that's what this community, that's what's not going to happen. You're not going to just complain and not receive any help. You're going to get some help. If you're coming to your coach, getting wise counsel about an issue, you're going to get a solution, but you're going to have to act to get the answers to those solutions. And you're going to get those answers by going to bit.ly/global funding 2020.
That's
And
right.
another thing too, when you hungry, you gonna do whatever to get food into your stomach. When your child is hungry, you gonna do whatever to get food into their stomach. Period. It could be legal or illegal. You're gonna feed yourself and your children. So if you can get educated on the right way how to do things, why not do it? If you can you talk about you want to be successful, that you want to have a business, God just provided a way for us that we have no more excuses. I've been talking to a friend of mine all year long about starting a business. And to this day, she still hasn't even went and got a business license. We can't even go to work. So you have all the time in the world. So if you want to do something, the time is here. If you have not done it, you don't want to do it.
Mhm.
You do not. We are in May. The year is almost halfway over. And
Woo.
What? Say it ain't okay, Sean.
it's almost half over. And what have you accomplished when society has given us the ability to put anything into action and everything? And this teaches us. I had an at-home job and I lost from the pandemic. And that just really shocked me that I had an at-home job and I still lost it. And I'm not getting no type of unemployment or none of that. I'm being forced to make my business happen because that is my only source of income. God froze every other source of income for me. And you're gonna make this business happen or not. And I have no choice but to make it happen.
So can I speak on behalf of the Lord?
Okay.
Come through, Lord.
And it's gonna happen.
A lot of times, God don't freeze nothing. God put the business in your lap because he knew things would be frozen.
Yes.
Mm.
Let me correct that. I like that better.
On behalf of the Lord, let me Johnny Cochran.
Yeah.
It don't fit.
On behalf of the Lord.
Yes.
So we say God did this to us to make us do this. But remember, he gave us free will. So he doesn't make us do anything.
Right.
What he does is he provides shelter. He tells us a storm is coming. I'm going to give you these materials to make your umbrella. I'm going to give you these materials to build your ark. And what we do in our human self is we sit still like we got all day. We don't get our Noah on. When Noah put that last nail in that ark, it started to rain. Had Noah not been on track, had Noah procrastinated, Noah not listened to the instructions, got the dimensions wrong, didn't go get the animals when he was supposed to. If any of us would have been Noah, wouldn't be no mankind right now.
Right now.
Right now.
So God is, Joel Osteen's father wrote a book called A Place Called There. See, God knows your job is about to be tripping on you. So he gives you a place to go, but you, unfortunately,
I'm about to take off and run.
Girl, I'm behind you.
In all of your humankind, you wait until you're stripped of everything to make movements. He knew the pandemic was coming. For 9 years, I've been on the same platform, begging y'all to build a business, begging you to find something for sale. Learn how to use what's in your two hands. Don't be too proud to ask for money. For 9 years, some of you have sat and listened and waited. He's giving you visions and witty ideas and inventions. And for 9 years, you didn't think you was good enough. You didn't think you was capable. You didn't think you was smart enough. You didn't think you had enough. I can't afford it. I don't have time. And now, on the brink of starvation, you get it. That if I offer to 50 people, somebody gonna say yes. If I sell 50 things, somebody gonna say yes. If I work 50 hours, somebody's gonna say yes. We got so caught up on the people saying no that we quit looking for the people that was gonna say yes.
Reach now.
So don't say the Lord took it all. No, he knew coming.
God
tried to get you ready.
Yes.
Back when you had the resources to start a business, back when you had the resources to hire a coach, you had the money to start your Facebook ads, back when you had the revenue to build a website. He tried to help you then. See, we chose to go buy shoes and jewelry, and we always got money to get our hair done and go trips, and we chose to do everything but
But
They say the average household before the pandemic was spending well over $5,000 a year eating out. But you can't afford coaching. Eat your ass some ramen noodles, some peanut butter jelly sandwiches, some Venus sausage crackers, and some Spam.
for a
And
year,
get your ass a business.
for a year. At
Just stop saying you can't afford. It's too many
We
tools
can, yeah. we can
out
afford it.
there. It's too many opportunities. If you haven't already gone to bit.ly/global funding 2020, then what are you waiting on? Because at the end of the day, you can't blame nobody for your current situation but you. It ain't God, it ain't the pandemic, it ain't your job. You should have been got up
Right,
and been did something different.
right.
And let the church say,
Amen and amen again.
Right.
Hallelujah.
may the
Coach,
Lord me and thee.
Coach, you said something earlier about looking at what's in your hand. I know, talking to educators, they're like, I don't know what to do. They know they want to start a business. They know they want to do something. And it's not even necessarily in the educational arena, but they want to do something. And that's the hardest part. It's like they just don't know what would you say to that person that they want to start this journey of entrepreneurship, but they don't think they have anything to offer the world. I mean, I see it, and you may see it, but they don't see it.
But until they hire you to see it, see, Martin Luther King said that faith is taking a step, even when you can't see the whole staircase. And until they operate in faith, until they say, let me get to moving, even though I don't see the answer. Let me do something, even though I don't know the outcome. You can sit on the shore and think about what it's going to take to get to the other side. Or you can either get in and swim, or you can build a boat and start rowing. But until you do something, until you take an action. So yeah, they can't see it from where they are. That's why the Bible says, my people perish for lack of wise counsel and without vision. See, sometimes you can't see where you're supposed to be going. You need somebody else to show you because you ain't never been before. How are you gonna know?
Ooh.
Okay.
Did y'all ever hear about the lady who made and this is what keeps me going when I even, I don't do it anymore, but in the beginning when I didn't think that what I had to offer was necessary, this lady made, I think she's like a millionaire now, but she made butthole molds. It's like a market. People want a mold of a butthole. That's what she does.
Vicky, they got
I'm like, that's it for me. That's all it took.
A new TV show coming out called Turdy Work.
What?
It's in Maine, where it's a bunch of moose. They take the moose turds and make clocks and jewelry boxes and they are selling this stuff to they literally saved the whole town. The whole town goes out and collects these moose turds.
Oh, no excuses.
There's money in the land.
When Nordstrom started selling turnip greens, I said, oh, hell no.
What?
Yeah.
And sold out.
Wow, I had heard that.
Nordstrom was selling turnip greens for an ungodly amount.
Did you cook and put in the pot?
Ma'am, let me find it for you.
They edible?
Let me find it for you.
They don't even, I didn't think they sold food.
Let me find it for you.
Neiman Marcus
my gosh.
collard greens, and they put them right next to the chocolate dipped potato chips and the alligator blue jeans.
Well,
As
as
my
mama would say, well, do Jesus.
Yeah, it was Neiman Marcus.
Well, I got some
Frozen
turnips.
collard greens.
What?
Wow.
And then they took an old plain potato chip and dipped it in some chocolate, put it in the can and looked like Pringles and sold that thing for about $40.
Collard
can.
greens, 8 to 10 people
Mm.
for
Yes.
$66.
What?
$6 a person.
And it said sold out.
Yeah, look at them.
Wow.
They was using the hashtag gentrified greens.
Wow.
Wow.
I'm done. I'm
I
done.
can't believe this.
I'm done.
Wow. 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 Wow.
They need
I'm
more
the gourmet food.
stone unturned.
Sold out.
I'm
Sold
the
out.
gourmet food.
Tamales,
Mm.
$92.
Handmade. I wouldn't touch them now. Who hands made them? Mm-mm. Mm.
Yeah.
Wow.
I'm trying to see. I think they were selling macaroni and cheese too, if I ain't mistaken.
I can't believe this.
I was selling macaroni and cheese at one time. Maybe I should go back to it. But I only did it when people asked me, "Can you
And
make
I-
me
it
some
was
mac
one-
and
it
cheese?"
was
So
one Christmas.
over here, I got an old
I
batch
said,
of coffee.
all of y'all got y'all grandmama turnip green recipe, and y'all felt broke and let Neiman Marcus outsell y'all on some shit we grew up with. Come on. I don't know sometimes. Do people really want to? This is what broke me. I've always worked hard because I wanted more. And now that's one thing I don't question. One thing I don't question is the hard work of women. I don't. Even women on government subsidy, on government assistance, have to work hard. They come inspect your house. You got to go down there 2-3 times.
Gotta tell them everything.
You got to tell people all your business. You got to do
Yeah.
all the interviews. You
Had your
you
man
gotta
in the
jump through
closet.
hoops.
And give
Like
them all
Claudine.
personal documents.
You got to jump through hoops.
Mm-hmm. That's
So that
all.
day of, I'm just gonna lay up for years and get food stamps. That day is over.
It sure
It's so over.
So you got to do some work. But at the end of the day, until you decide that I am worthy of everything God said I can, don't worry about what man said. Well, nope, don't worry about what your mama had. Nope, don't look at what your friends have. No. Until you get in your Bible and say, everything he says I can have, I can have. So why don't I have it? Here comes the hard part. Telling yourself where it went. You gave it to your friends. Your time, your energy, effort. I remember Dr. Armstead telling me a story of helping one of her friends improve their credit to an unreal amount. What's the return for that? How much time and energy have we given to our families? And I'm not even talking about your mom and dad and your kids, the people that, I'm talking about your cousin Ray Ray and cousin Boom Quisha and them. How much energy have we given away?
Too much.
And so when it's all said and done, we've got to make sure that we're not stealing or pinching off of what God said was for us. And if we had to go back and get the money that we spent, even if it wasn't a lot on nails and hair and jewelry, because they do lie to us. Let's talk about the lie. The lie is they act like that's all we spend our money on. When the truth
Right.
is, we short from the get-go.
right.
We don't make what Bob and Bill and Becky makes. We don't. So we're short off the rip. Knowing that though, that means that we have no money to misappropriate.
None.
We can't be the first, we can't be the biggest buyers of potato chips or the biggest purveyors of soda. We can't be the first people out to eat in the restaurant. We need to still be having backyard parties, these extravagant ass. Man, I see 15-year-olds
Mm.
eating at Papados and all of these places for their birthday. What happened to the hot dog party?
Oh, you teaching, you're teaching, you're teaching.
What happened to the itty bitty pimento cheese and tuna fish and cracker and chip
Kool-Aid.
And the little red punch.
Because we're too busy trying to impress people, you know, that don't like us, but even more, we don't like them, but we're still
Right.
trying to impress them.
Wasting our money.
We let society set what our standard should be,
Oh.
but we should set our own standard by what we were usually raised and taught to do. And that's to get together on the weekend, play a few cards, make a few sandwiches, fry up some chicken, have a few Kool-Aid parties and some punch.
Right.
Some punch. and you have a good time and you enjoy your family. We were just talking, me and my niece was just talking about that yesterday, how we miss being able to get together. We get together on a regular basis. The family does. We have dinner, we have game night. We miss that.
Yeah.
We miss that. Instead of going out here trying to do the most extravagant, like you said, Coach, it's not about that. If you think about, I was sitting here thinking about how much money I've given to the nail salon over 30 years.
Gotta tell them.
Think about that. People, you don't think about it like that. And I probably wouldn't have thought about it like that either, because that's something that I have for me to pamper me. But when I sit back and think about 30, probably more than 30 years of every month, because some people go every 2 weeks, I go every month, 30 years, every month paying what, $70, $75. Look over there in the corner and say, Lord, I could have stacked that money up.
Yeah. Yeah. Or how many Starbucks people spend $5 a day?
Shoot, that's coffee like
Right.
$8 to $10.
Right. But it's like every single day. But then they say they don't have money, to do this and this. Sometimes you have to live sacrificially.
Before I got here, I bought $1 coffee from McDonald's every morning.
But you just said you said before you got to where you are right now. Some people they don't want to wait. They're so impatient. They want it right now. And it's a false sense of, I have it made. You don't have it made right now.
But you know what? Y'all talking about this, the coffee, the nail salon, where can you start a business right now for $14.99?
Right.
A business that is not a fly-by-night business. It's not that you got to use the paper clip and the shoestring and the rubber band to make the business work. $14.99 a month, and you can have a viable business just like a brick and mortar, but it's online from the foot of your home. Where can you do that? And folks still won't do it. They still won't do it because
that's true.
And I'm not criticizing. I'm just putting it out there. I'm trying to convict. You get so used to your program. Society has programmed you to go to a job every day, slave away. You can't, when you come home, when you used to could go out, when you used to could go out, you come home, you're grouchy. You got to cook dinner for your kids. You got to do the homework. You don't have time to love on them because you're too busy trying to meet the deadlines that society has set on you. When you can work your own thing. I mean, hell, if Neiman Marcus can sell collard greens, I can sell damn toenails.
Right.
Okay? I can sell some toenail clippings.
Yeah.
What? But you're so programmed and scared to take that chance. Well, the reason that they hired you on that job, let me tell you why they hired you on that job. They hired you on that job because they could see the gifts in you to serve them that you don't see in yourself.
To
They
serve
can see
them.
it, and they know that you have those gifts because your gifts make their companies run.
Let me tell you something. How to figure out how much you're worth. Take what your job is paying you and multiply it by 100.
Mm.
50 at the minimum. I could show it to you. Give me any job you have and I can show you. So let's just talk about you work fast food at McDonald's. Let's take what you make and say you make 10 an hour. Let's stretch. 10 an hour, 5 hours is $50. You got it written down, Rose?
Got my pen. Yes, I do.
In your first hour, because you take, let's just say you take out of busy McDonald's, you take an order probably every minute.
Mhm.
In your first order, you're gonna take anywhere from, I'm gonna say 45 to 60 orders. And all of those orders are gonna be well over $10 each. Because you live in a neighborhood McDonald's area like here, they be handing big bags of food out the window.
Mhm.
So let's just say 30 orders time the average is 20 in an hour. That's 600.
Mhm.
And that's a low ball. 600 times 5. They made $3,000
Mhm.
off of your $50 shift.
Mhm.
Then I just take your money and multiply by 100.
You sure did.
You can do it for any job. The more I could see the millions I made my last job. And if you sit still long enough, you'll be able to see it too.
And that's deep.
So what you have to say to yourself is maybe you won't make 100 times. Maybe you'll just make 20 times, but it ain't no middleman.
Right. Right.
Mhm.
Maybe you'll just make 10 times. See, when I left my job, making well over 6 figures, I was able to move into first, I doubled it,
Mhm.
then I tripled it, then I quadrupled it, and then I 10x'd it. And now I'm looking at 10x to 10x. It took me time. It took me in making some investments, and I still have to make investments. But everything I invest in now is mine. So I was telling Troy the other day, I said, we're like farmers. It's years you put seed in the ground, seed in the ground. And then when it comes time to harvest, you have so much stuff to harvest that you literally get paid back for all those years that you was putting seed in the ground. See, a lot of people want an instant harvest because a job has conditioned you, work 40 hours and we'll pay you. But they're just paying you pennies on the dollar.
Pennies.
Would you rather work 40 hours and get an immediate check, or would you rather work 4 years and get a check that's really going to be substantial?
Right.
That's the difference. But you can do that math for any job. For any job, I challenge you. Just look at the contracts they get based on your work. And I'm talking about that's profit. That's $6,000 that McDonald's made. Watch the numbers. 5 out of 50, your $50 times 100 is 5,000. They made 6. They ain't spent but 1,000 of that on food. Them little burgers they sell, they get for pennies on the dollar. I literally,
That's right.
a Big Mac probably costs 30 cents to make. French fries probably cost, and so by the time they pay little or nothing for their food, little or nothing for the staff that's cooking it.
They at home and they at home resting.
Yeah.
They at home resting.
But why? But why though? Remember when she talked about you're somewhere in Greece and
Yeah.
You didn't start like that.
Right. You gotta put in
everybody from Jeff Bezos to Elon Musk to Richard Branson, all of them started with nothing.
Planting seeds.
And had nothing for a long, Beyonce, Jay-Z, and had nothing for a long time.
Mhm.
But they stayed the course. And that's part of what we don't do is we don't
That's the key. Stay in the
consistently
course.
understand.
Stay in the
And they
course.
had a mentor. I can guarantee
All
they
of them.
did not
Okay.
do it by themselves.
So,
Absolutely did not do it by themselves. They had wise counsel. But you know,
Mhm.
one thing about that video that you showed, Coach, the thing that got me about, I thought it was funny as hell. I mean, she was telling some real truth. It was funny as hell. But I'm gonna tell you what got me in the end. I'm gonna tell you what threw me out my chair at the end. You could not have told me that her making all this ranting and raving, that she was going back in there to that damn job.
Yeah.
That floored me because I just knew she was gonna pull off and say,
Exactly.
"I'm not gonna do it anymore."
mhm.
They'll be
She
the
said,
main
"Let me
one.
get my mind right to go back in here to this job." I was through.
Woo.
I was through. I was like, "Man, you
Yes,
did all that."
anybody
She also
got any
indicated, basically, I'm
suggestions?
gonna go back in, I'm gonna smile, I'm gonna do this and that she was gonna go back in and put that mask on again.
Oh, and you know, hit on
And-
something, Dr. Cynthia.
Okay, she's going to put that mask back on
You know,
and
hit on
go
something.
in there and be her unauthentic self instead of going after what is authentically and uniquely hers, what it's all about. That's why I went back to what Vicky said. She knows there's a puzzle that needs to be put together and she had the pieces, but she had no idea as to what to do with it to stop that
And
cycle
nobody
of
wants
destruction.
to ask. Nobody wants to ask. Everybody wants to try to figure it out on their own. Nobody
That's
wants
it, Coach.
That's it.
Well, how's that working for her? That don't seem to be working. So
Floored
But
me when
here's
she
the
said she
thing,
was
though.
back in
Here's
that
the
job.
thing, y'all.
I was floored.
One
I
reason
was
you
like,
never
what?
hear me judge is because it's all of us.
Mhm.
Mhm.
We're all
Not
done it at some
any
point.
of us. Where were we at her age?
Right.
Perfect.
Right.
Doing
Okay.
what you was
Right
doing.
where she was at.
Complaining just like she did.
Mhm.
And then let me get my smile on my face. Thanks for calling.
Let me inhale. Exhale.
Yeah.
And we went
Yeah,
right.
I wasn't even where she at her age. I wasn't even there. I wasn't there. I
Me
wasn't where she is right now. I didn't have that awareness.
Yeah, I didn't even know
At
nothing
her
was
age,
wrong.
at her age, I was working 3 jobs and pregnant with a baby.
I didn't have that awareness.
But the strange thing is a lot of people have that awareness, but they don't do anything about it. You know, for me, several years ago, I realized my worth. I realized how I was being taken advantage of and how I was giving my all, neglecting my family, chasing these promotions and these raises, and the companies, you know, corporate America, that all they want to do is take. You know, Rose, you touched on something when you said these companies look for the best
Yeah.
to hire, and we go to school and we compete and we tear down each other at these jobs to show them that we are the best. It's like basically I'm the best person to use, and I did that, and they
We
knew that.
fostered that.
Everyone knew that I was the best person to use, but you wasn't gonna pay me that money. But I woke up like she did, but I didn't just go back up in there. I had to make a change and was like, no, I can no longer continue to be manipulated, because that's exactly what it is. You're manipulating me, and I'm not going to tolerate it no more. And I'm going to do something about it. You know, at least she could have said, yeah, I'm about to put on this fake smile and go back up in this job, but I'm about to make a plan to exit up out of here. She should have been contacting Jennifer King, like, help me exit up out of this building here.
yeah,
You know,
Coach talks about it all the time. And she says, the other thing is in the land, and if you're on these jobs, let that be your exit strategy. Let that job help you to build your way out.
Let that be your investor.
That as a part of your plan and your platform to build your way out. So like where we started at a while ago, ladies, do the burr. If that is your situation.
Right.
Let the bird
Right.
be your
Don't
investor.
watch them with them expensive coffees, everything else, and utilize that money to invest in your coaching and your wise counsel. so that you can
Right.
see your way out of it. It's about the mindset. It changes completely when you know you got a plan of action. So you go in there, you do the burn, while you know you got your plan of action in place over here on the other side.
Absolutely.
And you just
Yeah.
fly under the radar.
Absolutely.
Had one of
So
my
there's money
teacher,
in
one
the-
of my teacher buddies, she said, I'm not going back. I'm not going back. She, you know, and I'm like, hold up. Wait a minute. What's your plan?
Right.
She had no plan. She just know, you know, I don't want to go back. And she, you know, it's not like she has another income or whatever. And I know some people, they just, you know, just deep dive into it. But I'm like, if you can get a plan together and work
Gotta
that
transition.
plan,
If you don't
I'm like, hold up.
correctly, you'll be back.
Mhm. Right.
Yeah.
You absolutely right. Guys, we're gonna get out of here because we got social media masterclass coming up this morning at 9:30. Don't miss it. I'm gonna be showing you how to create your marketing plan in 30 minutes.
All righty.
Sounds
Okay.
good.
Have a good weekend, everybody. See
Bye.
y'all
Bye.
tomorrow
Enjoy
morning.
the day.
Bye.
All right, love you guys. Have a great morning.